So following on from my video I did the other day, which was custom fitting my own irons, speccing them up for what I wanted with the new Cobras in the bag, I've been getting a number of questions with regards to checking lie angles on clubs. And I thought today we'd have a little catch up with Lester, who is doing a bit of work in the shop at the moment, just trying to get everything ready for when golf returns. As you can see, the car park is still very empty. I thought we'd check out with Lester. He's got a little do-it-yourself at home check on your lie angles. So let's go and have a little catch up with Lester, something you can do before you get back to golf. So when you get back to golf, you might be able to pop in to see your pro and ask him to move your lies around to suit your game properly. Let's go and see Bernie.
It's not straight, is it? No.
How busy he is today. Cool, you have been a busy boy, haven't you? Look at that.
Trying to use lockdown productively.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You have done a great job of that. Your little corner.
It's nice to be finally appreciated by the boss.
I do apologise for stealing your thunder the other day of creating that video without you being involved. A lot of people saying, well, why wasn't Lester doing it? Well, I just jumped in, didn't I?
What video was that?
My video of my clubs.
Oh yeah, no. You did actually ask me to change your grips for you, take them off and cut them down, but you only gave me like 3 hours notice, and by the time I said that's fine, you'd already done them. So.
So what little do-it-yourself trick have you got up your sleeve for these people that are looking at changing or just identifying what their lie angle is on their clubs?
Yeah, like we said, we've had quite a few questions asking people asking us what they can do to sort of check lie angle of their club. So we've got an idea that we'd like to share with people.
So what tools are they going to need for finding out what lie angle they're going to be?
So obviously you're going to need a golf club.
Yes,
so
the golf club. So they can. The idea of this is to go through the bag, isn't it?
Yeah.
And focus more on the irons, just to get a bit of an idea on where their lie angle is going to be. So what we need a golf ball.
We need a golf ball.
And we need a pen.
I need a pen, yeah. So a traditional Sharpie will be no good for this, because it will, obviously it's more permanent, it will just dry straight in. Okay. So after a couple of shots it probably won't have any effect on what you're trying to see. Okay. So ideally like a board marker, something which is slightly less waterproof.
That will mark off from the golf ball onto the club, isn't it?
That will transfer easier.
Yes. Okay. So how are you going to set this up for us?
So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a line on the golf ball. I'm going to do it freehand, so it will give us a general idea. Probably about an inch and a half in length. Okay. Like that. I've just done it over the Pro V1.
Yeah, use the logo on the ball. That's the best way to do it. Yeah. Okay.
Just as you would mark your golf ball up to when you play.
Yes. Okay.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to strike the ball on this point.
Okay. So what we're trying to do here now is we're trying to line this golf ball up with the club that would come into impact into this golf ball. So the line, you can see that Lester's set it up, is just kind of pointing backwards, so the golf club itself can just pick that ball up dead in line with the target point. And then it's simply, you're just going to strike it, aren't you?
Yeah, we're going to strike it
and we're going to leave a little mark on the club face?
Yeah, so obviously it will transfer the line from the ball to the club, and that will then give us a little indication of a couple of things which we will talk through in a set.
Well, let's have a whack then and just see what mark it's leaving on your clubs, Bernie.
Okay, so we've took the mark off the ball and it's been transferred to the club, and if you come in here tight, you'll see that
there it is.
My line's not dead flat and centre. It's actually going slightly towards the heel of the golf club, which is what I would expect from my delivery position.
So we have the results of what's kind of happened from that strike in the net there. So it only took one shot, didn't it?
Yeah.
One shot, transferred the ink from the ball to the club, and now we need to come in and get an idea of what's actually happening with your golf club.
I know this is pretty representative of what I actually do and how I deliver with numbers on the GC quad. Yeah. So this just really confirms the fact that when I actually deliver the club, that I come in slightly toe deep.
Yeah, toe down. Yeah.
With the heel of the club slightly off the ground. I've always done that. It's just part of my swing. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it, I would look at this initially and think, oh, well, because it's like tilted this way, that must be that the club is laid down, but it's not. No, it's laid up because the ball is obviously in this position here, and then it's gone straight through the middle of that club.
That would be my sort of club to turf interaction.
Yes, absolutely. There it is. Yeah.
Which would then, that's my delivery position, but that's been my delivery position since I started playing golf at 14, 15 years old. In fact, it's probably less severe now than it was when I was playing with better golf.
So I've got a question. So a lot of people are going to ask, well, why would you not change this now? Would you not bend this now down to the position that it should be pretty much square? Okay,
so I was, my own personal story, which is a little bit boring, but I will give it you anyway. I was fitted for some ping clubs sort of when I was 18, 19 years old. Yeah. And I came out 3 degrees upright.
Okay.
So, but to actually look at a golf club, I don't know if anyone's ever seen a club that's 3 degrees upright. When you actually address the ball in a static position, it just looked so different and not how I'd want it to look. Yeah. So I just personally, I couldn't get over the visual aspect of how the club was laying, and I almost was adjusting to that lie angle at a static position, which is completely wrong.
Yeah.
So, and I also like to try and hit a slight draw shot.
Yeah.
So I didn't actually, in the end, I actually had the clubs put back to a more neutral position. I mean, I have experimented in the past going sort of one degrees that way with my wedges. But generally, I like the look of a standard club, and I also like to move the ball right to left. So I've more or less left it in the same position.
So if their lie is slightly wrong for them, how is it going to affect their ball flight, Bernie?
Okay, so we're going to use this little device here that we somehow got hold of.
Yeah, little rod.
Rod, which is the face plane tilt.
Okay.
Rod, and if we put that onto the actual club face, you'll notice if the club is coming in very much flush to the ground, how that little device is pointing almost directly at your target. Okay. If we alter how the actual club is delivered, and so if we go toe deep, you'll now notice how
it starts pointing out to the right hand side, as we're looking at it to the left. But actually, as you come into impact, it will be right.
Similarly, if you come in
the other way,
heel deep, you'll notice how it goes to my left. Everyone else is right. Yeah. So it will affect where the ball sort of starts off at.
So once you've got your results in and you get your strike location, which is dead in the middle and straight up through the middle of the club, then there's nothing you need to do in order to change that, because your club is coming through the turf absolutely perfectly. However, if you're a player like Lester and you've got a slight tilt that's going from the middle of the club up to the heel of the club, then you're going to need to make your clubs a little bit more upright. If the other way, if you're coming across from the middle up towards the toe, then you're going to need to flatten your irons out just a fraction to get the perfect turf interaction. Now, the way you need to measure this is you've got 10 degrees. Every 10 degrees from that center point, if you go 10 degree increments, that is 1 degree of bending that you need to do to the club. So the best thing to do is go through all of your irons, get your measurements, take some photos, make some notes, whatever you need to do, and then take them into your club fitter or your PGA professional, who will help you move the clubs to suit your game perfectly.
So 2 things, just to add to what Dan's already said. Check all your clubs, so make sure you do it through the whole of your irons, because you will see general patterns. If you suddenly have everything going in one direction and then one club being slightly different, then that could be that club's characteristics are different to the rest of your set. It might be the club you practice the most with, which is then change the lie angle. So it's important to remember and to check every single golf club in your bag. Also as well, this will help you learn about your strike location. So it will tell you where on the face you are striking the ball, whether that's centre, toe, heel, high or low. But that will also give you some more information.
So there you go, there's a little insight from Lester on how you can figure out what your lie angles are on your golf club. You can do this at home in your makeshift nets. You can do this when you get back to the golf course, and then take them into the club pro or your fitter, and they can figure out what your lie angles should be on your clubs and bend them into position for you. But let me know, put your comments down below. Is this something you've ever done before yourself? I'd like to hear what you have to say. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. We definitely want to see some thumbs up from this video. And as always, stay safe, and we'll see you again soon.